Thank you. The opportunity to be speaking here. I'm gonna tell a little bit about this kind of one of our cases and kind of business cases that what we had done. Digital transformation of media industry with Flutter. I'm gonna divide my speak into a couple of different sections. Little bit thing. Our marketing asked to tell a little bit about myself also, but I'm gonna be short on that. Then I'm gonna tell a little bit about what is Rebel App Studio, what we are doing, and what kind of customers we have. Then the second part is about telling a little bit about the learnings from those projects that what we have done to these big customers, big enterprises, kind of learnings, when to choose Flutter, when to not choose probably Flutter. And then this keskisuomalainen case, media house KSML is easier to pronounce than keskisuomalainen. You can try. But telling about it a little bit in details what we did, but kind of really good this kind of change on the business and how they are running the newspaper business nowadays. And I'm running the company called CodeMate. CodeMate is like a father company to Rebel App Studio. Rebel App Studio is our Flutter consultancy unit. We have around 100 people. Myself, I've been a founder of the 15, 17-ish companies during my entrepreneur time. I did machine learning things already 99 to 2000 when we were actually doing language models, which are now kind of popular nowadays. But we didn't do any large language models, computing power and those kind of things, and deep learning wasn't like really invented at that time. So kind of that was my background in AI ML, and I've been an Olympic swimming coach too. So that's why I'm always bringing my coaching back with me. And one guy was from Brazil, and I was in the Rio Olympics, so kind of that's why I know Brazil. But Rebel App Studio, in Rebel App, we have 100 employees. We have actually done already, we actually calculated just before entering here that we have done already 80 Flutter apps released. So kind of, I didn't even knew that it was so much, but we did a calculation. We were mentioned in the Erik Seidel's keynote. I think Erik didn't knew that this random Finnish company has done something, but it was actually done by us, that first commercial application. So kind of, anyway, now Erik knows that it's not just a random company. But so from the beginning, we have been doing work with the Flutter, and main like a focus, whatever we are doing on mobile environment is nowadays that we recommend Flutter to our customers. Trying to build 5-star apps with our seasoned teams, seasoned developers. And we are not doing apps only, we are doing the back end, we are doing the cloud. That's why we are the CodeMate, and kind of taking the full digital service into our hands and building that to our customers. Quickly through a couple of customer cases, Burger King Finland, mobile app, loyalty programs. The application itself is pretty easy, not easy to build, but we have already all integrated into the payment systems, all the loyalty point systems, home delivery, so that you can actually order home delivery through the Burger King app. You don't need to go, let's say, DoorDash or Bolt or whatever application you are using to order something. So everything integrated. And big German company, Schaeffler, over 100,000 people working on that company, but factory sensory data collector. They are monitoring the systems with the mobile app, which is done by Flutter, and monitoring inside of the factory through the Flutter for Web screens. Netflix is not yet doing anything with Flutter, sorry. This is just an example of what we have done. One of the machine learning projects, they have done this kind of service called Metaflow, open source that. Kind of the same story with the Google, with the Flutter. They have open source it, and we have been doing this Metaflow thing before they kind of open source that. So that is just an example of what kind of AI ML things we are doing. Really good example where Flutter is powerful, more mobile. We actually started this kind of project with them that they want to be this kind of, or they are virtual operator. That company has only actually 6 persons working, but they have hundreds of thousands of users, subscribers of their services. And we started this kind of self-service application. Android, iOS replaced the native, they had a native Teams at that time, replaced both of them with Flutter, and they noticed that the backend that we are connecting, actually there is also a web React service, noticed that they are not able to do as fast as what we are doing new features, so we actually success that maybe we try to Flutter for web before it was actually released, so kind of we knew that it's coming to 1.0 sometimes. So they were kind of almost the first ones really commercially actually using Flutter for web. And when we did this, it took 2 days, actually 1 month to actually make it work. And then they replaced the whole React team, or actually kicked out the way, and now we are doing it with Flutter. Very, very powerful example of where Flutter is really good. Well, you guys know already this, but kind of really good to tell about it. Next thing I'm gonna tell a little bit about stories behind those enterprise solutions that we have done, what to take into account, and I'm trying to kind of give this kind of learnings from it, and lots of discussing about business, probably a little bit about technology choosing and what we have learned. Yeah. So when we start a new project, the discussion with the customers, there is almost always like some sort of, either customer has done this kind of business case validation, they are using, let's say, some Petri canvases or whatever business canvases that they are using. They are validating that, is this actually viable thing to do? Is it a business? So we are usually, in many cases, already discussing with customer in this phase, and fail fast. Fail fast is in case don't do any software in a way. Okay? Something happened? Okay, no. Okay. So we are failing fast now. Now my laptop just jammed. Okay. Has this happened to anyone else earlier? Okay, now I'm back. No? Okay. How many skips? Okay, but anyway, the next phase, like a validation, proof of concept. Try to create as fast as possible proof of concept. What if the business case is validated, create it. We have been using lots of this kind of prototyping. We have used kind of, everybody probably knows Flutterflow. We have used that, or we have used some models that are in the Flutter community that you can use them. So creating proof of concept, then going on. When you are creating the actual proof of concept or business validation, you have to know the business domain. The developers do. You have to know it, the business domain, where the customer is getting the money, how they are actually living, what is the business. If you don't know that, it's kind of hard to create any proof of concept for the customers. Time to market, Flutter, a great thing. You can actually create lots of visually proof of concepts easily and test it out with the end customers. Budgeting things. At least in Finland, I know there is also other parts of the world, but there is this kind of government funding. Government funds, if you do a new product or something, and you get like, let's say, 100,000 euros for your project. And quite a many of those new projects, they haven't not actually think about that this 100,000 is not only for like a software development, but you have to think of what are the actual costs for the actual life cycle of the project. So lifetime cost, maintenance, care, everything needs to be taken into account when you are budgeting. Don't use all your allocated money to software development only. No, that's not wise. Business, can you speed up the process? Open source models, like as I mentioned in this case, this Keski-Suomalainen case that I'm talking about, we use actually Flutter News Toolkit as a starting point. I think probably in Berlin we had an actual developer who was developed that. I don't know is that guy here, but a very nice model to start up with this Media House project. So another thing, this is more like a HR technology thing, is the technology we choose long lasting. I think all of the speeches that are business related, David's speech earlier and today, that yeah, Flutter is long lasting. Do they have their own experts? Can they buy somebody, some consultants for it? And how the project is going? Can there be a scenario that consultants comes and they teach the technology to the team of the company own development team? Actually, quite a many cases are like that. What we are doing as a consultants to our customers, that we come there, we take also the customer own team into like a same agile team, and then teach them during the development phase. They take over it afterwards. Developer experience, really important. If you put somebody do like old things, old technologies, the developers not probably want to be at that kind of project. They leave. They go to work somewhere where they can do, let's say, Flutter. That's in Stack Overflow, pretty loved technology. So that is like a really good thing for Flutter developers and Flutter projects. So understanding the whole life cycle of software service development, it is not only the development. You have to do it the design, then actually planning the architecture, how is it going to be done, then actual coding, and how in which environment it is run, how do you take into account the care, maintenance things. So it's very important that you understand these things too, not only development. We have found out that well, actually the same thing that what Codeman and Rebel Lab Studios offering. We only actually offer like seasoned agile teams to our customers, and they change the direction during the project all the time. Waterfall kind of development that, well, that is not much anymore happening, but anyway, like a team is deciding where to go, what is the next goal, what is the next business goal, what to do. It's way more faster, and you get what you want in the end, like a better product that waterfall kind of approach. And in our agile teams, usually we are combining a designer in it. There's a developers, back end, front end, DevOps guy, or somebody from the senior guys taking that role. It depends on the teams. Test engineers, sometimes project manager. We are calling them as a delivery lead because they are controlling the delivery, that the whole process goes on. Especially in the bigger cases, because those are usually that you need to communicate with the different units of that company. Not always, depending on the cases. Maintainability, it's very fast to create some really good looking software, but is it actually maintainable? Can you continue the development after the first release? Can you actually do maintain it after first release? Automation. Like CI/CD pipelines, all of those things use generative AI for unit tests. We have using CodeMagic in many cases. We have using Patrol in test automation, so kind of using the same tools that the community provides. Avoid strong opinions without knowledge. You clash with the managers if the developers are only like saying that, okay, let's use Flutter, and kind of you have to understand what is the behind the business decisions of that company. So these are the kind of things we are discussing quite many times with our customers, and sometimes after these conversations we might choose the Flutter. Not always, but as a Flutter lovers in this room, we know that's the best choice for them, but not probably to all of them. So 9 out of 10 times we are nowadays, if they have a mobile development project, we are successing Flutter nowadays. But now, those are the learnings from those big projects. Now going to this Keski-Suomalainen case, a little bit in the deep dive. This is big media company in Finland. Their subscribers is 3.1 million. They have actually own 75 newspapers currently, and 3.1 million is huge amount of people because it's almost over 70% of Finnish population. So, like kind of, they are reaching almost everybody. So, 75 newspapers, and they changed their kind of strategy how to build their software. They had all the newspapers had their own applications or websites, and now they kind of changed everything, that everyone has to use same systems to actually build their journalists are using the same tools. Everything is like managed same way on all of those newspapers nowadays. Whenever they buy new, they force them to start using those tools. So they changed the strategy that they want to have this kind of combined customer experience, unified user experience in all of the platforms, and everything should be like working really smoothly together. So all of them has a different brands, 75 different brands. Everyone has to look different. Everybody has a different colorings. So we need to control that. So the result was that we built this white-labeled app solution with Flutter for them. The Flutter part is only one part, but all the integration to the journalist systems and publishing and managing all the ads, because that's where the money comes and managing the subscriptions also, like two kind of models where to get the money. And everything started with the prototyping and using the Flutter News Toolkit template. So when we started this project, we did this kind of prototyping, and after that, customer made a decision, okay, this is good technology, actually replaces both Android and iOS native, and replaces many different newspapers applications with one system. And starting point was this Flutter News Toolkit, and reducing all the code bases into one. So when we started the project, we actually started it that we are gonna doing the MVP, like a minimum viable product, and we were kind of ready in 3 to 4 months that okay, everything is now integrated and everything should now start working. Customer halted our project and said that sorry, but they are taking like a half a year more before their own systems are ready to be integrated into this new mobile applications system. So kind of then the direction changed in the way that we are gonna do like a version 1.0 and create all the features first, and then we start to launch. And then we kind of started to launch in the wait a minute, here, like launched, and now they have this kind of white label system that they are able to publish new newspaper applications in 2 days whenever they want. They are not pushing all of them. They have actually done 19 of them now. They did 17 in 3 months. Now they are like pausing and they are releasing a little bit more. But this changed the whole kind of business model or digital strategy in a way how the media house is actually living. And you can actually subscribe all the newspapers like LinkedIn. So if you are using one, you can buy the news stories from another paper or subscribe with one application. It actually opens up a new application inside the earlier application. So, yeah, some good words from our customer. They are really happy about that they were choosing the Flutter technology, but we were suggesting to them and able to build in record time their new business models. Thank you.